Hey guys and gals, Never here for Darkwing Gaming, and Sylving on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Sylving Reforged. So let's go ahead and jump right back into it, y'all. Arm chain, you were up, and let's go. I finished up my bowl, now feeling much better with a warm meal in my belly. Agnar is polishing off his third bowl. Not surprising, I imagine someone his size needs to eat a ton. Mikkel's still not back, so I pull out my phone to check if it still works. I swipe the screen with my thumb, accidentally scratching it with my claw and leaving a rather noticeable gash. Darn it, I need to be more careful with these claws if I still want to have a phone after all this. There's no signal, so internet, call, and text are a no-go. At least the screen is turned on. The battery's now half empty. Not bad for going 3 days without charging. Checking the camera, it looks like everything's working fine. I glance up at Agnar as he finishes his last bowl. Is it alright if I take a photo of you? Photo? A picture. Why would you start painting before leaving? It'll take much too long to finish. Heh, nope, not exactly. I wave my phone around, which Agnar regards curiously. My phone can make one in a second. I'm pretty sure it's the black mirror Mikkel was talking about. So just act natural and smile for the camera. It won't hurt, will it? Don't worry, it's harmless. I just want to have something to remember this place by. And you want to make one of me? I'm flattered, but I'm not worthy of such a thing. There are better uses for your photo magic. Well, you're the first incredible thing I saw when I woke up here. That to me was worth remembering. The wolf looks flustered. His eyes light up and he grins from ear to ear. His tail wags behind him, thumping against the wooden bench. Seeing him smile so innocently, I can't help but think he's kind of cute. Big, but cute. I hold up my phone and quickly snap a picture. Perfect! This turned out great! What? Already? Yep, that's it! Oh. Huh. Something wrong? Not wrong, per se. I was just expecting something more otherworldly to happen. I'm sorry, but it's just a phone. These weren't made to be all that grand when using them. But the picture looks great. Here, have a look. I have returned. The front door flies open, the fox entering with a spring in his step. Welcome back, Lord Mikkel. I trust you bear good news? Take a look and see for yourself. With a flourish, she pulls out the cloak and proudly presents it to us. She mended it perfectly. You can't even tell it was torn to begin with. Good, and all that's left is to return to the cave safely without drawing attention to ourselves. And we'll have our Sylving friend back to his people in no time. Again, I'm right here, and my name is Aron, not Sylving. Right, Aron. Pardon me, it's my first time actually talking to your kind. But before we leave, could you tell us how your kind traveled through the gates the first time? It would give me a better understanding for my next trip. My lord, you need to show more consideration. He needs to leave before anyone realizes what he is. But now may be our only chance to actually ask one directly. If we intend to help solve the great conflict in our world, we need to learn more about their powers. I know you want this just as much as I do. And you promised not to drag anyone into this. And look what happened. I did not drag Aron here. He chased me. There's a difference. Ooh. Good coffee. Agnar lets out a grunt of frustration. Even though Mikkel is technically correct, it doesn't change the fact that I'm here because of him. I have no clue what you mean by powers and gates and all that. I'm pretty sure nobody else from my world does either. Why do you say that? Your world is filled with all sorts of magical artifacts. You must know something. If people were turning into lions back home, I wouldn't have gotten a heart attack just from seeing you guys. Perhaps you unconsciously used one of your many powers when you crossed the veil. Listen, I can't answer these questions when I don't even know what's going on. I'm so tired of this, I just want things to go back to normal. Just let me go home, please? Agnar walks over to fetch the sack from the floor. Mikkel looks away sheepishly and remains quiet. We should strive to return before it gets dark. Now is the best time to depart. Aron, here's what we're going to do. You'll get in this sack and remain as still as silent as possible. I will carry you to the cave. It's best that you stay out of sight. The more others see you, the more you'll pique their curiosity and they might start spreading rumors. Even though there'll be more people about in the afternoon, traveling at night is a lot more conspicuous, not to mention dangerous. Lord Mikkel and I are supposed to be helping with the preparations for the hunt. We'll use that as an excuse for the trip, since going to the forest is expected of us. I know being carried around in an old sack isn't exactly pleasant, but it really is our best option right now. It has a strong smell, so that should help cover your scent. If it gets me home tonight, I'll manage. Grab your things and the blanket off the bed, and we'll depart at once. I head up and back down, quickly gathering everything I need. Having donned his sword, Agnar takes the blanket and uses it to line the inside of the sack. He then holds it open at my feet. The sack is kind of easy to see through on its own. This will obscure onlooker's vision and smooth out the impression your body makes so it's less obvious someone's inside. Hopefully it'll be more comfortable for you too. Now, you curl yourself up and remember, be still. Make sure you're in a comfortable position before we leave. I'll try not to make it rough for you on the way, but you're going to have to tough it out. Curling up, I can feel the blanket wrap around me before being hefted up over the wolf's shoulder. My heart skips a beat when I feel how high up I am now. I really hope he keeps a firm grip. I don't want to fall to the hard ground from way up here. Are you ready, Aron? I fidget and settle, trying to find a comfy spot, then pull the unruly tail up against my belly. As ready as I'll ever be. And you, Lord Mikhail? I am, Sir Agnar. When he opens the door, I can hear the hustle and bustle of the streets. I should have taken a picture of the town before leaving, but it's too late now. I sway from side to side in the sack, bumping into Agnar's sword now and again. When I think we're close to the exit, we stop. An unfamiliar, cold, gravely voice speaks. Wolf, my lord. Greetings, Geyer. Good day to you too, my good turtle. Oh, okay, turtle. Turtle, is that the one I bumped into yesterday? Was looking for you this morning, about the lumber requested by the lord, but was told you've been in the village all day. I've been tending to the traveler. He's still in poor condition and need to look after him. The lion? Thought he was long gone already. Was in a hurry to leave. Did you do something to scare him? Wasn't like I was gonna pull his tail. Maybe I should do it. Wasn't like I was gonna pull his tail. Too old to do something so petty. Didn't say a word to him even. He just stared at me before running off. Someone like him brings nothing but trouble. It's not like I wanted to cause trouble. I said I was sorry after bumping into you. Well, those who haven't made your acquaintance might find your appearance daunting, my good turtle. That's one way of putting it. He stays quiet for a moment, not refuting what Mikhail just said. So, why are you both heading out of the village? We can't neglect our duties. We have to make sure the forest is prepared for the hunt. Wild animals lured toward the event, hazards removed, matters of that nature. Father would have my hide if anything untoward befell the contestants. And the sack? Bait, traps, red paint to mark the remaining dangerous areas, nothing new. I see. My apologies, but we need to get moving. We're losing precious daylight. It was a pleasure talking to you, Geyer. I hope to encounter you again soon. I hope not. All right, do what you must. Finally, that interrogation was starting to unnerve me. After a while, the sounds of civilization have all faded away. Only the twittering of birds and the rustle of the breeze accompany our footsteps as we trek once again into the woods. Can I come out now? Not yet. We're out on the open road. Someone could still see us, even if we might not see them. Hold out just for a little longer, Aron. It's not much farther to the forest. You walk on for a while longer. Before taking a sharp turn, Agnar's footing becomes uneven. I can hear the crunching of leaves and twigs, so he must be off the beaten path. The wolf comes to a stop, lowering me back to the ground. We've arrived. I almost forgot which way was up after being crammed in that bag for so long. Standing up from the sack, I lift my arms high overhead and stretch to the fullest. Finally! Standing like that was not as easy as I thought it would be. Lowering my arms, we exchange 3 looks. So, what do we do now? I'm glad you asked. I will enter the cave first while wearing the cloak, at which point it will align itself with the natural magics of the cave. Just like how the witches of all... so you just go in there and it opens? It's a lot more complex than that, but yes. The magic is very delicate, however. You will have to wait out here until you see a light blue glow emanating from the tunnel. The cloak will open the gate between worlds, but not until I've reached the clearing. That glow will be your signal to enter. Wait here with Sir Agnar. This will only take a moment. The fox drapes himself in his cloak and scurries into the tunnel, leaving Agnar and myself standing by the entrance. I roll my shoulders and let out a sigh of relief. It's definitely been an adventure, but I'm very eager to get home. I glance at Agnar, who's staring into the cave. Have you been here before? To my world? I have not. I have only heard Lord Mikhail's descriptions of what it's like, but it's difficult to understand any of it. My task here is usually just to make sure Lord Mikhail is able to come and go without being seen, warding off nosy passerby, giving him an excuse to be in the forest, that sort of thing. Besides, the cloak only hides its wearer. I'd be too great a liability to bring with. The cloak can also hide someone? How does that work? That's what makes something a witch's relic. It's imbued with magic by a witch that once owned it. This one has the power to make its wearer unnoticeable. If one were to notice his presence, he'll appear as nothing more than a vague blur for a second before disappearing completely. At most, people will think they're just seeing things. So that's why I've never heard anything about him back home. People couldn't see him. Until you, that is. Somehow you managed to see through the illusion. Could it be because I was in the cave already when he opened it? I cannot say. I wasn't taught much about magic or relics, but it sounds plausible. Ay. Something's not right. There's still no light coming from the tunnel. Maybe it takes time to start up, like a computer. A what? Never mind, bad example. I've watched him do this many times before, and it never took this long. We better go inside. He hurries in, with me following shortly behind. Once inside, we can see Mikhail examining the wall on the far side of the cave. Why is the gate not open yet? I don't know. It would usually take effect by the time I reach the tree. But now, there's nothing. He looks around, his eyes moving to me, then the tree, then back to the walls. I have a theory coming to mind right now that might explain this aberrance. But if true, would prove quite the problem. I swallow nervously, not liking where this is going. That being? In my studies about witch relics, I learned that enchanted items could be understood like a vessel that contains the magic. Imagine a sealed bottle holding a precious liquid. When the cork is removed, the liquid can escape. Similarly, when the cloak was damaged, it's possible the power stored within leaked out as well. I hold my arms tight around myself, feeling a rising dread deep within my stomach. You mean to say that there's no magic left in it? Why didn't you mention this sooner? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!